Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Trailhead Ranger NJ, and we are doing this series to learn LWC from scratch using practical examples. So in our previous video we have covered that how we can render a list using for each directive, and there are two approaches, that is using a for each directive or the iterator directive. So for each directive we have already covered that how we can use it, but in this video we'll be covering that how we shall use the iterator directive, or in what scenarios we should go for the iterator directive. So even in our previous video we have learned that whenever we want to apply a special behavior to the first or the last item of an array, then we can use the iterator directive, as it allow us to give access to the first and the last property specifically, which allow us to apply a special behavior to them. That's how, and that's why we should use the iterator directive. Otherwise we can go for the for each directive to render a list. And then how we should do this, we the way in for each we write for each, then the array name. In this we should write iterator, then give iterator name anything, such as any list name you can give which you want to refer for your each value, and then the array over which you want to render a list. Then we should use this iterator directive inside of the template tag. And this iterator name which we will be giving, it's a variable kind of name which you can assign it to any value, and it gives us access to certain properties, that is value, index, first or last. So the value is nothing but the value of the item in the list. So suppose in our previous video, in the example of for each, we have covered an array of contacts which is having certain context with each value of id, name, title, department. So it will give access to all these values for each contacts. Index is nothing but the index of the item in the list, such as 0, 1, 2, 3. And the first property using the iterator name will be returning a boolean variable indicating that if this item is in actual is the first item in the list or not. And the last property will be returning a boolean value indicating if this item is the last item in the list. So I hope you get an idea. Now we'll move on to the VS Code and start building our component. So this one our previous component, now we'll be creating a new component. So I'll just create a new component by giving its name as iterator rendering. Rendering LWC, and I have created it. Now I will go to the HTML, and then at first I'll create the lightning card, giving its title as iterator rendering. Then in this card I'll create an unordered list, giving its class as standard SLDS by providing a margin. Yes. And then in this unordered list I'll just create a div tag to provide the proper margin around my content. Now under this div tag, first we'll implement the template tag to have our iterator directive. So we will use iterator, and will now I have to give an iterator name, so I can use it or I can use itr as well, but I'll go for the it as it is very simpler to remember. Then I'll assign it to the array name, and my array is contacts, which I'm yet to declare in the JS file. I will do it. So this is it for here. Now I have assigned this. Now I will go for the list item. Then key is the most important factor we have learned while using the for each directive as well. Key is to differentiate among all the values we are having in an array, to differentiate that it is the unique one. So I will assign key as it is the iterator name. Then value is the property which allow me to access the content inside the contacts array, and id is my differentiator in that list. So this is the list item key we had differentiate. Now what I'll do, I want to show the content, but there is one more thing that I want to differentiate between the first and the last value of this list, and then provide it a different kind of color or anything. So I'll just have a div tag again here, then I will check for if it is a first component. So I will check if it is, that is if true, it, that is the iterator name, and first is my value property which is checking that yes, if it is a first value of my list, and if it is, then it will return a boolean that is true, and then we can apply our class. I'll assign a list first contact. This is a custom class which I will again implement in a while, and then I can show my content as it dot name, it dot title, sorry, it dot value dot name. This is the difference between the for each and the iterator directive. In the for each we did was where we assigned each item as con. Here it is 8. So we just used to write con dot name, like it should be, if we had assigned each variable name there as it, so it could be it dot name, it dot title. But here in the matter of iterator directive, we should use this value property as well from the iterator directive. So I will write it here as it dot value dot department. Then I will again check for the last value as well, that is if true, and again if it is the last value, then please assign it this class, that is the list last contact. And yeah, so this should be it. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the JS first, and if you have already covered the part 4 of this series, then you are aware that how we have created this list. So I will just copy paste it from here, and I will tell you like how you can create that as well. So here, so in the JS file you can just write for contacts. Contacts is the variable which we are using here to loop over all the lists. So this is the list name or the array name. In this array we are having this list for first contact, which is having id, name, title, department, then the second, then the third, and similarly the fourth one. So you can give your values according to yourself. You can change the property names as well, but if you are changing the properties name, then you will have to change it here as well. So that should be, that you should remember. And I have made this change because I have id here in capital letter. So now I will create the CSS file to have these classes. So here I'll just enter the new file and give its name as iterator rendering lwc.css, and the CSS file is created. I'll just copy the class name, come here, and now give my value as first of all we'll provide the padding on top, that is 5 pixel, and then we can have the color of text as red, and similarly I'll just copy this, and here I'll change it to last and have this as green. And yeah, So this should be it. Now let's deploy our component and let's see how it is looking. I hope you have already connected your VS Studio to the org, and if you have not, please do that. So after you will be done deploying, you will open your org. I have it here, and I will open my test app which I had created for such purpose only. I'll refresh this once. I'll search for test LWC app, and then I'll just add my component. I'll go for the edit page, and I'll put the component here so that sorry, yeah, so what we had missed in the meta file, we did not expose it. So yeah, let's do that as well. It won't be visible otherwise. App page and home page, you can add it on the record pages as well. So just know where you are adding the component. Sorry, mine is on the home page. So yes, I will deploy this again, and let's wait for it to get deployed. Now I'll move back here and I will refresh this. Now I'll search for my component. It is here. I'll just drag and drop it here, and I'll save this, and I'll go back and see here. Okay, so the color, we have to provide the color to the border top, and here it should be border bottom, and even the padding should be bottom because it is on the last contact. So let's see. Now I'll deploy this once again, and I hope this time it should be visible. I'll just go back to our VS Studio, sorry, our org, and I'll just show it. Okay, so you can see the lines are here. Let it make more visible to have 5 pixel, and then I'll redeploy this again. And let's refresh this, and now you can see. So that's the only difference. You can see the content visibility is same, the way it is rendering or the way it is showing the list details or the list data, but the only difference is we can have this thing, that is the red border on top and the green border on the bottom, because it allow us to apply the spatial behavior to the first and the last uh, value of the list, but in for each directive we cannot do that. So if we'll go back here, I'll just try to explain the code once again. So using an iterator directive, what we did is here in the template tag we implement the iterator directive and then assign its iterator name as it, and give the name over which we want to loop over, that is a list of array. It is the context which we have already declared here in the JS. Then after assigning the list of array to the iterator, we are giving it its key value, that is it dot value dot id is here, which is different for each contact. Then coming back here, value is the property which should be assigned here. Then we are checking if it is the first value, then assign this class of list, and if this is the last value, then assign this class of list. Otherwise just show the details as such. So that's what the code is written, and in the CSS you also check that for the first and the last contact we had given padding on the top as 5 pixel, which is that is here. Then we have given padding on bottom here, and we had given the border as solid 5 pixel red, and here as 5 pixel solid as green. So that's how we have implemented the iterator rendering. That is how we can render a list using the iterator directive. And if you did learn something from this, please like the video, subscribe the channel, and you can let me know in the comment section if you want me to make video on any such topic, or if you are having doubts in any other topic related to Salesforce. And thank you. Stay tuned.